Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day, and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. This is a video you requested. This is my 2024 1794 TRD we're sitting in right now. It just got back from its first service. And as I spoke about in my 3-month update, there are some things I wanted the service center to check out as far as some quality control issues that I've had with this truck up front. So today we're going to go over really quick some of the things that they took care of in service and some of the things I had them look at. So number one, it went up for its 5K ToyotaCare service. Had about 6,000 miles on it. Going to all these dealerships puts a lot of miles on this truck fairly quick. So with that 5K service, in case you're new to Toyota, you get the top off of the fluids. They check everything out. They rotate the tires. There is no oil change with that 5K service, but I added an oil change because, in my opinion, it should be every 5,000 miles. So every time the truck goes in for service, it's going to get an oil change. So that added about $105 to the bill, but very important, especially for the first oil change on the truck. So we did the ToyotaCare, we did the 5K service, and it also got a second key delivery. So if you haven't checked your Toyota app lately, you might want to, because there's a second key delivery program going on right now. So I was able to get the second key for a very expensive truck. Fun fact though, the dealership that I bought the truck from didn't give me the mechanical key that they're supposed to. So for instance, what I mean by that is the truck comes with this. So I should have got one key that was total with the fob and everything, and then just a second this. And when the second key delivery program happens, you get another fob. Unfortunately, I didn't get that. So next time it goes in for any kind of service, I'll have to work on the physical key now just to make sure I have two keys. So that's one thing. Now, as far as some of the items that I asked them to look at, I'm going to break it down and tell you what they said about each one. Let's start with the seat extender. In the higher trim Toyota Tundras, there is a seat extender, a thigh extender that pops out on the driver's seat, give you a little more comfort, say you're on a long trip. And they're known to not always work the best. Okay, so mine was hit or miss from the moment of purchase. It would work sometimes, not all the time. There is a service bulletin on this. So they checked it out. Obviously, they saw it wasn't working, and they ordered a part to fix it. Unfortunately, that part is currently on back order. So next time this truck goes in for the 10K service, they will take care of the thigh extender on this driver's seat. It's not something that needs to be fixed immediately. It's not something I really use, but it is a $70,000 truck, and I do want everything to work. So they ordered the part. Next time it goes in, that will be taken care of course. Next up is some of the quality control things we were talking about. Number one was the headliner sticking. All right. Now, let me just describe this problem to you in case you haven't seen any of my videos when I was talking about this. I don't get it as bad as some other people talk about, but depending on the temperature, and that is the moral of the story today, because a lot of options are depending on the temperature. If it's a warmer day out, sometimes I'll hear a little sticking sound in the front of the headliner here. It's not hardcore, but you could definitely hear it happening if you're listening for it. So that was one thing that I brought up for them to check out. Unfortunately, they could not recreate it because you don't hear it ever. I've heard it a few times, again, when the temperatures are warmer. So that's one of those things where if it starts to get warmer again, when the truck goes in for service, I'll see if they're able to hear it. If they can't recreate it, they can't fix it. So headliner, it's not something that some of the guys describe on some of the forums as like, all you hear is the headliner sticking and unsticking. I don't have that kind of problem. I've just heard it a few times, but they weren't able to fix that one because it wasn't going on. Number two, I spoke about a noise coming from the upper part of the windshield by the rear view mirror. It almost sounds like, as I described it to them and to you guys in the last video, a hive of bees. You could kind of hear it when the radio's down. It's not very loud, and it's not all the time. I hear it a lot when there is, like, it's a windy day. So if I'm driving down the road and there's a side wind, you could kind of hear it. Not always, not all the time. I haven't actually heard it in a while, but it is there every once in a while. And it kind of sounds like maybe a seal on the top of the windshield isn't set correctly or something like that. But they couldn't find the sound. Like, they couldn't hear the sound. and they check the seal and all around the windshield and everything looks good. So I'll have to keep my eye on that as well and make sure that, it gets dealt with if it gets worse. But still, they can't recreate it. They can't fix it, right? So, and last but not least, the thing I wanted him to check out was between 71 and 75 miles per hour, roughly, I get this sound from the rear of the truck. It's like a whoa, whoa, whoa. Again, it doesn't happen all the time. They were not able to recreate it. Next time the truck goes in for service, I told them we'll take a ride together so I could kind of, see where they're at if they're hearing it. But again, being it doesn't happen all the time, it's one of those things that they don't know what they're looking for. And in the beginning of the ownership of this truck, I heard it a lot. I heard it every time I was at that speed, and you could hear it even with the radio on. It was a sound that when you were on the highway and you were driving down the road and you were going between 71 and 75 miles per hour and your foot was on the pedal, it was only when you were giving power to the vehicle. Once you took your foot off the pedal, it stopped right away. So it was pretty hardcore in the beginning. Now I don't hear it all the time. So it's one of those things. I don't know if it's self-correcting. I don't know what's going on. I've read into this problem a bit on, some of the forums and things like that. And people say, and this is one thing that's different from what people say and my problem, that they can feel a vibration in the pedal when the sound is happening. I don't have that at all. Some people brought their truck in to the service center and they said it's operating normally. And I heard that on this as well, as, they weren't able to hear anything. Seems like the truck is operating normally. So that's another thing we got to keep an eye on. And, if I keep hearing it, again, if it was as predominant as it was in the beginning, it would be like, well, hold on, there's no way you can't hear this. But I drive on the highway with this truck all the time, and lately it's just not there. So next time it goes up for service, if I keep hearing it, I'll go out with one of the techs or whatever and drive it around and kind of see if we could hear the sound together. So that's what the truck went in for. That's everything. So the three things that I wanted them to look at aren't happening right now. I need warmer temperatures to check the headliner. I need, I guess, a windy day and some high speeds to check the beehive sound by the rear view mirror. By the way, should have said that earlier. That wind sound only comes at high speeds. Highway speeds is where the issues are on this truck when it comes to the quality control items that we were talking about. And that rear sound, hit or miss, but I'm hoping they can hear it. As of what they're saying right now, the truck is operating normally. And I got to be honest with you, I couldn't be happier. I actually love this truck. So even if there is some quality control issues, that's fine. We'll get it fixed and move on down the road. I've always been a huge fan of the 1794. And in the new generation, with all the extra tech they give you now and the saddle tan interior, I honestly couldn't be happier. And they also gave the exterior of the truck a great cleaning. It needed it bad because there's road salt everywhere. And now it looks like the day I bought it. And I'm in love with this truck, and I'm happy to fix whatever's wrong with it. So you guys asked for this video. I wanted to keep you updated and let you know, yes, it did get its oil change. Yes, I do oil changes every 5,000 miles. The tire rotation happened, the total ToyotaCare 5K. I got my second key fob, not the mechanical key. I'll work on that next. Seat extender is ordered, and the other items we just got to keep an eye on and see if they get worse or happen more often. But overall, it's just an every once in a while thing, but that is the update. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have any of these issues, these quality control issues? And if so, how did it go for you? Were they able to take care of it? Or was it one of those, we can't recreate the problem? Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. I thank you guys for watching. And I love this beautiful 2024 1794 TRD Off-Road. Have a great day.